How did this man alter the football landscape and leave everyone playing catch-up? This is the story of Pep Guardiola, a genius, an innovator, and the most successful man in the business. He's done the impossible, from meticulous tactics to near-perfect teams. But what is the real secret to his dominance? Let's get into it. Chapter 1. The early days, laying the foundation. Pep Guardiola's road to becoming one of the greats in football began in a small town in Spain. He was born on January 18, 1971 in Sant Pedor, and lived there growing up with his dad Valentí and his mum Dolores. Pep's passion for football became apparent early, and his parents were cheering him on. Later, as a teenager, he went to join FC Barcelona's La Masia Academy, where he'd make his mark due to his sharp mind and incredible vision. He soon became a significant part of Johan Cruyff's legendary dream team, playing as a deep-lying midfielder. Pep wasn't just another player on the team, he was the brain, working out every bit of how it should play and setting the pace like a true maestro. It would be an understatement to say how much Cruyff influenced Guardiola. The young midfielder was left in the shadow of the Dutchman's philosophy, emphasising fluidity, ball control, and positional play. These ideas were absorbed by Guardiola like a sponge, preparing the field for his tactical evolution. Chapter 2. The transition to coaching. Upon retiring as a player, Guardiola went into coaching, taking the reins at Barcelona's B team. He won promotion with them in a single season only. He proved he's got it all regarding tactical insight and developing young players. Barcelona's board spotted Guardiola's success in 2008, and he then became head coach of the first team. Barcelona were in turmoil at the time. Things had not been going well for the team, and morale was low. Guardiola had no delay executing his vision. Bold decisions were made by him as he offloaded big-named players like Ronaldinho and Deco to form a neat, disciplined team. His focus was clear. He was going to play his way, or he wasn't going to play at all. Chapter 3. The birth of tiki-taka. As a manager, his mantra is based on ball possession, quick passing, and extreme positional discipline. This system is termed tiki-taka. It's often misunderstood as simply keeping the ball for the sake of it, but there's a lot more to it than that. Tiki-taka is trying to suffocate opponents in all areas of the field with pressure and precision. Positional play, or juego de posición, is at the heart of this system. Guardiola drills his teams brilliantly to keep everyone in their position on the pitch, to make triangles and pass lanes that make the ball move across the pitch like it's not there. It's the idea that wherever you go, you always have numerical superiority in key areas, so that you never get outnumbered and you're always in control. Chapter 4. The secret to success: relentless adaptation. Tiki-taka is often seen as Guardiola's one tactic, but in reality his approach is anything but static. A master at adapting, Guardiola constantly adjusts his system to fit the strength of his players and to weaken his opposition. It is this adaptability that differentiates him from most other managers. For example, look at his time at Bayern Munich. Guardiola inherited a team that had just won the treble under Jupp Heynckes when he arrived in 2013. Rather than having his Barcelona-style tiki-taka, Guardiola adapted his tactics to a more direct and physical approach from Bayern. Guardiola has done the same thing at Manchester City, turning the team into a footballing juggernaut. He's added the false nine and a half spaces into his tiki-taka, while the core principles remain. He's using Kevin De Bruyne as a roaming playmaker, and players like Joao Cancelo were renovated into hybrid defenders and midfielders, courtesy of Pep Guardiola. Chapter 5. Ego management and player development. Yet for Guardiola, it is not simply a case of tactics. He's also got a knack for building a happy squad that incorporates egos and developing players. He has a unique ability to connect with his players personally, getting them to trust and respect him on a level that others in his profession can't. More than anything, this emotional intelligence gets superstars to buy into his system. Guardiola transformed Messi's career at Barcelona by convincing him to assume a centre-forward role as a false nine. This move terminated with a record-breaking season. He made Raheem Sterling and Bernardo Silva at Manchester City world-class players by challenging them to improve their decision-making and their positioning. It's not just the first team that Guardiola is focused on developing. He knows how to spot a good player and will often promote young players from the academy. For example, Phil Foden has flourished under Guardiola and is a bright star in English football. A big reason why he's successful is due to his training sessions. Rightly famous for their intensity and attention to detail, these sessions have been designed to replicate match scenarios and build in the principles of positional play. There's purpose with every drill, and players are continually challenged to think 2 steps ahead. It's meticulous, which helps improve individual skills and helps you understand the game more deeply. Off the pitch, Guardiola's ability to build relationships was what stood him apart. He makes time to understand what motivates his players, their challenges and their aspirations. He creates a trusting and open communication culture that keeps his team operating as one body. However, Guardiola's philosophy is centered on this human element. Chapter 6: Criticism and Challenges. Guardiola has been a victim of his own success. He's been criticised by those who argue against his style, saying those same traits can lead to struggles against counterattacks. Some say his success is primarily because he's managed some of the best football teams in history. However, Guardiola's success in different leagues and his ability to rebuild teams over time answer these criticisms. His record speaks for itself: titles in Spain, Germany and England, plus various domestic and international titles. Chapter 7: The Legacy of Pep Guardiola. There's no doubting Pep Guardiola's impact on football. Not only has he reimagined how the game's played, but he also incubated a new generation of coaches to make excuses to think differently about tactics and team management. Mikel Arteta, Xavi and Julian Nagelsmann have borrowed a few things from his philosophy. The trophies and accolades haven't been Guardiola's true legacy. It's been his innovations and inspiration that make him, quite simply, a legend. He's shown that it's not just about winning, but rather playing the game well and intelligently too. In reality, his one tactic is a never-ending masterpiece that will continually impact the future of the sport. One more part of his inheritance will be his emphasis on continuous improvement. Still, he never rests on his laurels, always looking for new ways to test what's possible in football. The man would not be the one staying on top of the game if not for the relentless drive. Even now, this man sets a standard for the rest to follow. Chapter 8: Conclusion. Pep Guardiola's football dominance, unlike any other on the planet today, is one that hasn't come about from a lot of one thing, but a lot more: vision and adaptability and an ever die-hard commitment to success. Ever since Guardiola first arrived at Barcelona, all the way to his current job at Manchester City, his approach has not just been a strategy, but a philosophy. As long as he's on the sidelines, the beautiful game will stay that way. Beautiful. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to subscribe for more videos like this.